Hello, welcome to another week of recommendations from the Sun Bookshop. And this time we're together in the same room. Bit of an exciting update on our end, at least, coming to you from the Sun Bookshop back room. This week I've been reading Truth Telling by Henry Reynolds, the historian, and I have just loved it so much. There's so much in this book. It is very much a book for people interested in history, very much a book for people interested in the legal process because it delves so deep into so many things. It starts with the Uluru Statement as its point of departure and the idea of the sovereignty of our First Nations people, and then really unpacks the colonisation of Australia, how that happened, what this society of the people that lived here was like when white colonists arrived, and the laws that governed the world at that time and that would have applied to that circumstance. It then moves on to the frontier wars between the Indigenous people of Australia and the colonisers, and talks about how even that dynamic of the wars between them is something that would be similar to two different nations fighting and how that relates to the sovereignty of the people. It also compares the situation in Australia to other countries around the world, for example, Canada, and how their law treats their First Nations people versus how our law here treats the Indigenous people of Australia. It also talks about how the Mabo decision does show how there are grounds for, or how there is a sovereignty that exists and how there is a claim to the land for all of our Indigenous people, and how all of the international law, the English law we operate under and the law that existed at the time really comes together to make this case for Indigenous sovereignty of our land. It also has a really fascinating chapter on January 26th and all of the consequences that came of this settlement. I think it's a really important read. It is incredibly well researched, incredibly detailed. If you are someone who's interested in the law like I am, I was really fascinated by reading about legal precedents throughout history and all around the world. And if you're someone that's interested in history, then it delves so deeply into that. And if you're someone that's interested in politics or anything like that, then this is a really great book for you.
Wow. Okay, so this week, I was going to say this year, this week, I've been reading and absolutely loving Outlawed by Anna North, which is almost it's a Western, which I've discovered is now one of my secret secret loves. Westerns, apparently. No, I know. I just told everybody. So it is set in an alternate history of the Wild West in America, where 90% of the world's population was wiped out by a flu, and it's it's set 60 years after that, with the main character Ada, who is a midwife's apprentice, and she lives in a small community and she apprentices under her mother. And you start the novel with her getting married on her 17th birthday, and she is really happy, she's really in love, but then she fails to fall pregnant. And as the first year of marriage progresses, you discover that women who are unable to conceive or who are barren are perceived as evil, and it is a sin if you cannot produce children, because society has deemed that the reproduction of children and the repopulation of the world after the pandemic that wiped out everybody is the most important thing. So poor Ada is told that she's cursed, and that she's blamed for a number of infantile deaths in her small town. So she runs away and joins a convent, and there she starts to investigate the scientific reasons behind her infertility, and that then leads her to joining a gang that is run by a character called the Kid. And this gang is almost a safe haven for outlawed women. So women who are of mixed race, who are barren, similar to Ada, but it's also a haven for people who are gender fluid and sexually fluid as well. So it's kind of this amazing community for people who are on the outskirts of this society, and it's also just a lot of fun. It's really kind of sets the tone with, you know, a stagecoach heist, and there's a lot of action in it, and then you've got these amazing sort of political and feminist ideas running through it, and it's a great read. I loved it. As I've revealed, it's now I'm gonna have to start reading lots of westerns, but yeah, Outlawed by Anna North and Truth Telling by Henry Reynolds. Those are our books of the week this week, and we'll see you again next week. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.